Welcome to Let's Talk. Here we will focus on the hustle, the juggle, and everyday struggle of small business. About their everyday struggles, stresses, and ways they have been able to overcome the challenges of running their business. We welcome questions and comments, so please feel free to email us at admin@PlemonsCPA.com. We hope you enjoy, and above all, we hope it helps. Welcome to the Hustle, Juggle, and Struggle of Small Business. My name is Thalia Williams, and I am your hostess for today. We have in the studio Miss Lorna Adams of UTSA SBDC. Welcome, Lorna.
Thank you, Thalia. Glad to be here.
Well, tell us a little bit about UTSA SBDC. What do those letters stand for?
Well, that stands for the University of Texas at San Antonio Small Business Development Center. And the Small Business Development Center is part of a network of over 1,100 SBDCs all over the U.S. And here in San Antonio, we're part of the Southwest Texas Border Regional Network at the UTSA Small Business Center at the downtown campus. We are here to help small businesses to launch and grow.
Wow, that's phenomenal. So who else are you partnered with?
We are funded by the Small Business Administration, and we also partner with a lot of the local small business development agencies here in San Antonio, such as Launch SA, Maestro Entrepreneurs, SAGE, the San Antonio Growth for the East Side. We work with them and we do outreach and partner with them on different initiatives throughout the year.
So you're well connected into the small business ecosystem here in San Antonio, as well as across the country, when you mentioned how many departments and how many SBDCs there are. So what is the purpose of your agency?
We're here to help small businesses start and grow and sustain. Growth is where maybe you have a business idea, you don't know how to launch it. You can come to us. We will help you work through that process and identify your goals and needs to grow the business and help you develop a plan to do that successfully. And that may be through research and helping you develop a business plan. We are business plan specialists. That's what we can help you with, as well as helping you find out, can you fund this business and finance it over time?
Taking what you talked about, what SBDC does, I'm coming to you as a client saying, okay, I have this great business idea and I want to grow it to the nth degree. How can you help me?
Well, first of all, we want to find out a little bit more about what inspired you to start and launch this business. And let's take a look at that. And let's also look at, what your experience and skill level is. And from there, we can help you develop a plan of action. That may be a business plan. We also maybe want to help you with market research. We also need to find out, do you have the funds and able to grow your business over time? So those are some of the areas that we can look at to help you develop a viable plan to start and grow your business over time.
Well, do you have any examples of some of the challenges that some of the clients have come to you that you, as the SBDC advisor, has been able to assist them with?
I had a client that she wanted to launch a small wine bar and coffee bar and a public event venue. So she had acquired the property and she was wanting to launch it during the pandemic. So that was quite a challenge right there. But she had resources and talent and expertise in terms of acquiring the property, but she needed help in developing a more robust business plan so that she could get extra funding to recover some of the challenges she's running into permitting for the property that she needed for licensing for that property. So we worked with her on getting the help finding permitting resource people, as well as working on developing a business plan and also marketing.
Well, with that development and that assistance, was she able to launch during the pandemic successfully?
Yes, she did. She just launched a little bit later in the process, several months later in the fall, and she did get her license to open, and she opened on a part-time basis. And then from there, she helped her with the funding and connected her with many of our local lenders that we have partnerships with, and helped her with the financial projections. and also developing a great marketing plan to support those projections. And she's doing great. She's got lots of events going on now. She's really growing her clientele. Her space is not far from where I live, and I see there's clients coming and going all the time. And she's adding staff. She's actually added 8 part-time staff members now. So,
wow, that's really
yes,
good. In
yes.
this climate, she was able to find
Yes,
employees.
Yes, absolutely. She's been very resourceful in that regard.
So, Chris, let's talk about some crucial conversations a business owner should have.
Crucial conversations is a term that we always use to describe a couple different areas, but primarily succession planning. We had an instance the other day where we had a business owner that wanted to transition their business to another family member down the line, so legacy planning, for instance. But it was interesting because that business owner had actually paid for their kids to go to college and everything, and the kid didn't want to come back and run it. So we see that more and more frequently these days. So how do we have those conversations with family members or with a spouse on what we want to do with this business? Is it going to be able to provide what we need it to provide? Because most business owners have invested the majority of their assets in this business. It is their baby. Well, what happens whenever it's time to let that baby go? One way or another, whether it's to go to another family member, an unrelated third party, or if it's going to be time to close up shop or just sell it off. What do we do? How do we do it? What are the steps? When are we supposed to start the steps? Most of the time we find that business owners have not really considered this process at all.
So, Chris, how can we get a hold of you for more information?
Well, our main office is in San Antonio off of 281 in Bitters. We also have a website, pontemfinancial.com, PONTEM financial.com. And we're also on LinkedIn, Facebook, and of course, we have a phone, 210-625-4845, to reach out to a member of my team or myself.
Thank you, Chris.
Chris Hall is a financial advisor and partner with Pontem Financial in San Antonio, Texas. Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA/SIPC.
So what are some of the benefits? I heard some of the benefits of your agency. I hear like a sounding board. I hear clarity, creating clarity in what that vision may be. What are some of the other benefits that your agency offers?
Well, first of all, I think most importantly is when clients come to us, they may have an idea or they may have been in business for a while and they're not knowing, where they need to go to get to the next level. One of the big benefits is that all our advising services are no cost, and we do it on a confidential one-on-one basis. Clients have a safe space that they can talk about the challenges they're having to deal with, and we can work together to achieve their goals.
That's good. That's real good. So why would a business need your service? Why would they even come to the UTSA SBD Center?
Oftentimes, businesses are looking for maybe a solution to a particular challenge that they may be having. When I started with the SBDC, I was a CARES Act advisor, and a lot of businesses, they were having cash flow challenges, and they're looking for funding, maybe grant opportunities, as well as maybe they're having trouble finding talent. So we can do a lot of market research to help them identify where they can find resources and connect them with those resources.
Well, that's wonderful because in this environment right now where we're at, finding talent, hiring is always a challenge. Market research seems to be a moving target sometimes because demographic studies aren't always applicable now that we've gone to a hybrid type of environment as far as, people working from home as well as working in the office. So reaching out and trying to locate those individuals now, that has to be a little difficult for your agency because you have to use different tools now, correct? To locate those individuals or to locate that information for demographics and for market research.
I think one thing is our agency is particularly well equipped. We're a group of 9 advisors, and so we're well connected within the community and with the organizations that are available. And we also maintain a network, a professional referral network. So we keep a list of lenders, local lenders, and we invite them in oftentimes to tell us a little bit about their lending programs, what types of businesses they are wanting to add to their portfolio. So we can carefully match our clients with a lender and have, a high probability of success. As well, we connect with a lot of different resource providers that help small businesses, whether it be, CPAs, bookkeepers, attorneys. Maybe they're looking for intellectual property assistance, in developing their brand. So we have a list of providers that we work with. They may have either interest in working with the Small Business Development Center themselves, or they cater to small businesses. So we maintain a list of that and help provide those referrals and sources.
That's really good because, as we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, this is an ecosystem that most new people to the city of San Antonio or even to business itself may not know of. And in their local city, because this podcast goes all over the world, there may be that same similar support system in their city. So where some of the other states that the SBDC is located, where else are they?
Here in Texas, we serve San Antonio and Bexar County and the surrounding 10 counties in the San Antonio area. And from there, going out from there, we have SBD centers in probably every major city in the U.S. So we're part of what they call America's SBDC network, as well as our state network, which is the South Texas Regional Border Network. And we have 10 specialty centers to cover different business segments. Say, for instance, if you're wanting to open up a technology type business that needs special skill sets, we have specialty center for that. If you're looking to do government contracting, which is a big, sector here in the San Antonio area, we do have a specialty center for that. So we can make referrals. Clients that are starting out may need some coaching in terms of business planning, financial planning, and then we can refer them to the contracting center to delve more into special aspects of, securing contracts and getting the certifications that they might need.
Oh, I'm sure. And that's always difficult because most of the people don't know what they don't know. But like you say, they come in with an idea or they come in with a vision, and you help kind of define that and give some feet to that particular vision. So how can we get a hold of you and your agency to get more information or make an appointment?
You would go to our website at sasbdc.org. And on that tab, once you open up the website, there'll be a tab for where you can request advising services, or you may want to take a look at our great training resources that we have available. We offer live training webinars on all different topics for owning and growing a small business.
So you do offer training, because that was another question I was going to have too. Do you offer classes to help the small business community really figure out if this is what I want to do, whether it's going to be a business ownership or is it going to be a hobby? Because some people think, I want to own this business because I can bake cakes or I can make whatever. And they realize maybe not. After they have a conversation or they do some training or some classes, they realize, I think I'll keep my day job and keep this as a hobby. So you do offer training.
Oh, absolutely. I would say that that's a big component of our services. We offer over 20 workshops each month on just about every area of opening and starting and launching a business and growing it over time. My favorite workshop is a Start Smart workshop, where you can go and take that in 2 hours and learn about what are the things I need to think about in starting a business? What are the legalities of it? How do I go about forming a business? And what other things do I need to think about? What are some other issues? And then we have a specialist attorney that will come on, and she will walk you through the process of opening up a small business. And this is how you would go about it in terms of what form that business entity would take and what are the pros and cons from establishing a business in one format versus another.
That's nice. And that may be a key for anyone who really doesn't know what they want to do, taking that Start Smart class, that Start Smart training, because then it'll help define whether or not they really want to do it. Because most people make the assumption, I can do this, I can bake the best cakes in the world, but they don't understand the back end of it. It's just not making the cakes, or it's just not performing the actual job or service. It's the back end of it, that administrative stuff, that bookkeeping stuff, the banking, the marketing, and all of that. And a lot of them don't understand how much is really involved. And that class will give them that opportunity to really see it's going to take more than just a dream or more than just a vision. So, do you have a phone number or an email address in which someone can get a hold of you?
Our phone number is 210-458-2655. 888-2460. And when you call that number, you're going to get hold of one of our great client intake specialists, Janie Pascal or Annalise Vitale. And they are wonderful. They will work with a potential client, talk with them a little bit, find out where they're at, what are they wanting to achieve, and then they will match them up with one of our advisors, because all our advisors have varied backgrounds and have, knowledge and expertise they can share. And we work with so many different groups of people, and people have so many different backgrounds and levels of expertise, so we want to help match them up to get a good fit. And once they join and become a client, and all you have to do to join is simply press on the button and sign up as a client on the website at SASBDC. But once you have or sign in an advisor, you can work with them and you can come back to them over time as your business grows. So you've got a free business consultant on hand for you anytime, whenever you have questions or have a challenge that you need to address.
That's really nice, because that's almost like having a coach basically at the end of your fingertips with a email or with a text message or with whatever is convenient to say, hey, I'm at this point now. What do I do? And that may be where more training comes in, or there's a class offered, or they'll connect you with one of the resource partners that the SBDC has to help them move along into their next phase of their business.
Absolutely. You pinned it right on the nose there.
Wonderful. Well, we thank you so much, Lorna Adams, for coming in and telling us about the SBDC at University of Texas, San Antonio. We want you all to have a great and wonderful day. Thank you again, Lorna.
Thank you, Thalia.
For more information about any of our guests, or if you have questions and comments, please email us at admin@PlemonsCPA.com. And don't forget to check out our website, PlemonsCPA.com, for upcoming events and workshops in San Antonio.
David B Plemons CPA Inc. is providing this podcast as a public service, but it is neither a legal interpretation nor a statement of David B Plemons CPA Inc. policy. Reference to any specific product or entity does not constitute an endorsement or recommendation by David B Plemons CPA Inc. The views expressed by guests are their own, and their appearance on the Hustle, Juggle, and Struggle of Small Business podcast does not imply an endorsement of them or their concepts or any entity they represent. Views and opinions expressed by David B Plemons CPA Inc. employees are those of the employees and do not necessarily reflect the views of David B Plemons CPA Inc. or any of its officials. You should always consult your own investment advisors, attorneys, and accountants before making any decisions concerning your financial matters. If you have any questions about this disclaimer, please contact our office.